What is going on, guys? This is Skyhound, also known as Geek Archivist Pierce. If you're hearing a fan going on right now, quick apologies, it's very hot where I am right now. So you're probably wondering, why do I have this document open with regards to this screenshot? Well, if you guys haven't realized yet, on some of my videos I start citing in the MLA format. Now, for those of you guys who are in college, you should know that also in high school they teach this stuff, the APA format and the MLA format. Now, APA does apply to certain fields, like if you're going on the medical end. Whereas, say for example, you're doing liberal arts, most of the time you will find that you will be using the MLA format. Like myself, on some of my videos, if you notice, if you watched a few, I don't know if you've watched to the end, but I put their works cited that is used in the MLA format. Now, if you're writing something, a paper, in the APA format, you would be using instead on the header for your citations, references. Notice the difference there. Now with this one, as much as I would use the MLA format, I'm just going to be shooting straight with you guys. So I did this screenshot right here around the 5th of this month, 3 days ago. And I was staying up late because I was doing a little bit of media research history and the like for a project I'm working on. Well, when I spotted this and I saw what was playing, I thought to myself, okay, I'm either getting a serious case of deja vu or someone is plagiarizing here. And immediately my brain was going, someone's plagiarizing here. And I was like, I am not having this. But I know there are posers, as the Crimson Thunder Ranger Hunter would put it. Let's show these posers how it's done. Well, I went on the offensive. So this guy, Noxic the Magnivore, this guy was stealing or plagiarizing someone else. As you can see, I tagged Morphin Museum here. For those of you guys who follow the man and are also his subscribers and also support him on Patreon, know this: I got your back. So when I tagged him on this, I also had this part right here. This was my comment right when I tagged him. Excuse me. And I quote, shaking my head, "If you're going to copy and paste while pretending that you were the one who posted it without notifying somebody, at least be more honest about it." Then I tagged the guy and I said, "I recall seeing this one on your YouTube channel. Only reason why I put it like this is because on Twitter, Hasbro pulled a similar stunt. Taking someone's work, failure to cite properly, and just outright plagiarize." And obviously I got a response from him. The good news is I kept the receipt, hence why you're seeing this on a Word document. And as he points out, disappointing but not surprising. And they do spend their own personal resources, energy, time to actually, get this stuff done. To all fans, free of charge. That being said, I do want to let you know, he is not the only guy doing this archiving stuff. As you already know, I call myself Geek Archivist Pierce. Sometimes I also add in the detective moniker for a good reason. Now you know why I do this stuff. It is because I give a damn. And also, to quickly cite Austin St. John, there is a video I uploaded on my channel where I discuss about, Power Rangers with him, as well as Super Sentai. So, turning back the clock a bit, I had done this talk with him via GalaxyCon the year before I go to Power Morphicon, aka this was back in 2021. I go to Power Morphicon in 2022 on National Power Rangers Day. Spoiler! That happens to be my birthday. So now you guys know. Anyway, getting back to the topic at hand here. So when I say Twitter, when I pointed out on Twitter, Hasbro pulled a similar stunt. There is someone that I followed on Twitter, and I will give him a quick shout out real quick. So bear with me for a few minutes as I go to pull that up. Okay, so quick shout out to Raz, aka Razel1337. I'm only bringing him up briefly because he pointed out that on Instagram, I know the guy likely has one because otherwise he wouldn't have brought it up. On one of his tweets, it mentions about a Hasbro fan plagiarizing his work, and then another Tokusatsu fan supposedly using his work without permission because I can tell, number one, he was at this year's Power Morphicon. Number two, some of the details, he knows because he was the one who was working on it. He had to point it out to the guy that stuff you're using was actually mine. Now, switching gears here. For those of you guys who follow him, the Morphin Museum, the owner of this one, whether it's on YouTube or via Patreon, I want you to guys know right now, I got your back, and I got his back. So, case in point, what occurred to me, besides some other people pointing out having to do watermarks and the like, while I have posted some of my stuff on Instagram as well as Twitter, I'm going to have to do the same on my stuff. I did it once with a tribute poem to the late Jason David Frank. While I didn't do that when I originally wrote it and then gave out a copy to a few stuntmen as well as a few of the Rangers that I met last year in 2023, as well as giving a copy to one of Jason David Frank's daughters. What occurred to me is, just like that, people are going to say, oh, I wrote this and that. Yeah, well, I know something that these posers do not know. I am extremely, extremely thorough, down to your I's and T's when it comes to detail. I am a stickler for detail. So if you think you can try and get away with it, just like I put that other guy on blast recently, guess again. Trust me, you do not want to try and make me an enemy, because I will not stop. I don't care about the laws of men. They mean nothing to me. I don't care about the legal systems. I will do what I must I will put you on blast. I am going to be resilient, and I will do what I must to either make you comply, or if I have to do the legal end of it, find somebody that will stand on my case, and I will make you regret it. This is not just a threat, it is a fact. I will use what I must. So, again, as you can see, this video was the one that was used on Instagram without this guy's notice. And this is definitely what I would say a common occurrence. Because I'm going to switch again here. Star Wars theory, for those who are fans of Star Wars and follow that guy. Let it be known, I have also seen my fair share of detractors against the man. And there are losers who run the stupid fan Wikipedia site Wikipedia, who try to threaten the guy, try to scare him, because he had a different opinion. Well, I can tell you this. I stand with Star Wars theory. There are, as I call them, parasites within fandoms. Now, before I forget, I want to use a little clip before I continue the video here. So bear with me for a few seconds as I have a little fun.
Parasite?
Yeah, it's a term of endearment, that's all.
Apologize!
No.
So yeah, just used a little bit of that Venom moment. For those of you guys who watched that movie, I will say it right now, that movie was definitely a lot of fun. But I couldn't help think of that quote because it's so much fun. Anyway, now that that little bit is out of the way, it's no surprise that when I was briefly going over this with Legacy of Nerd, for those of you guys who follow him, I asked him, have you come across this scenario before? And he says yes. So like I said, there are parasites in all fandoms, Power Rangers included. Now, there is a fine line between facts and opinion. Are there bad faith fan actors who destroy these hobbies, these fandoms? The answer is yes. And you know what? They presume to be a lot more than we are? No. I know for the fact and the truth, they're not fans. They are not a lot. You want to know how I know this? Here's an illustration. I used to have a brief stint in the medical field. So, if you know the answer to this question, the answer is obvious. Why is it that cancer is in a small percentage of those who are affected, but then it can metastasize and spread to other areas? Think about that. That illustration that I just gave you guys, that is how that tiny percentage infects and destroys hobbies, intellectual properties, and everything else. Think on that for a bit. There is a reason why some people in fandoms, or in this case, fans of certain IPs, say you can be a fan, but learn when to avoid the fandoms, depending on the IP. And there are those of us who know certain ones are cuckoo. You get the picture. But, case in point, like I said, I'm supporting this guy and his efforts because he's not the only one that's trying to document an archive. I myself, I'm letting you guys know. I'm also doing one myself. For those who know about the visual history book, you know about the scalpers. And regrettably, for those of you guys who are trying to get the Master Morpher and unable to do so because of said scalpers, you get the picture. The thing is, as someone once said, it's up to us fans like myself that need to get this out. Well, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I've been trying to slowly but steadily document the first 2 years. I mean, not years, excuse me, I can't believe that. You guys can go ahead and roast me on that. I meant decades. I don't know why I said years. Little snafu there. Yeah, you guys can pretend to mock quote me on that. I'm used to it. The first 2 decades, I'm going that far. Now, for those of you guys who understand the Rangerverse, you see where I'm going with this. And I am stopping at the post-Zordon era to a certain season. I'm stopping at one particular season. If you know, you know. If you like the ones that came after that, good for you. There are those of us who have stopped at a certain point and then shifted gears. Now, there are those who, unfortunately, when it comes to remembering certain people, I have to be cruel about this. I'm not sorry for saying this. There are more than just Jason David Frank and Tui Trang. Yes, I get the void. And it is tragic that we lost them. But I dare you, look at some of the other videos that I did regarding Power Rangers. I'm going further in terms of details. Maybe not entirely all the way, but just enough. Because it's not just the actors. I'm going over stuntmen. I'm going over prop masters. And you know what? I need to also go over script writers, editors, makeup artists. You get the picture. I have to go through all those other departments, if you will. And if I'm going to be that crazy to try and pull off a stunt like this, like the Rangers, I'm going to need a team. So, if you're interested, feel free to check on my account. I do have Twitter. Eventually, I will put the email address that I use for the account. If interested, feel free to let me know. And For those of you guys, who have certain channels, if you want to collaborate about it, do let me know. Drop me a line via direct message. But anyway, yeah, just letting you guys know. Trying to cover 2 decades worth of information. It's not going to be easy. Yes, I do have some starting points, but I know I can't do this alone. I will say this. I will do my darndest to cite properly, to give you guys due credit. So, over time, I will let you guys know about the progress of it, what the working title is, which stuff I'm going to be covering, mostly behind the scenes. But I do know this, that a lot of us have had the opportunity to meet certain people, some more than others. With that being said, like I said, I will put in the community posts what I'm working on, and eventually I will let in, I'll let the other actors know what's going on. So, with that being said, this has been Geek Archivist Xavier Pierce, also known as Skyhound. The Morphing Museum. If you're watching this, to the supporters, whether it's YouTube or Patreon, I'll say it again. I got your back. Stay safe, stay sane, and as another friend once told me, stay humble. And also, to close out, rest in peace, Jason David Frank. I will be citing the episode Legacy of Power. As Dr. Oliver pointed out, if you're not me, then something is seriously wrong. Peace out, and may the power protect you.